the instructions for the antenna of the butterfly. What you'll do is start off with a bit of a yarn tail, and you'll use this bit for tying or for sewing later. You're going to start off with a slip knot to get your chains ready. And then you're simply going to chain 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to insert your hook into the second chain from your hook. So that's right here. Oops, let me show that closer. Right here. And you're going to pull through and make a slip stitch. Like so. Do the same all the way across. So insert your hook into the next chain, pull through, and make a slip stitch. Insert, pull through, slip stitch. Insert, pull through, slip stitch. Then you're going to pull your yarn end a little bit, and then you're going to basically cut off the yarn here. As you can see, I've got one little antenna, nice and easy with a bit of a yarn tail so that I can pull it through the head of the butterfly and tie it inside. All right, we're going to make 2 of these for the butterfly's head. Let's crochet the head of your butterfly. With your yarn, you're going to start off with the magic ring, looping it around your finger. In the magic ring, we're going to get the slip knot ready. And then you're going to insert 6 single crochets into the ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After you do that, you're going to tighten your ring. Pull on that yarn tail. Now that you've got it tightened, you're going to increase in each stitch around. So in the very first stitch, you're going to insert 2 single crochets. Remember, increase means to put 2 single crochets in a stitch. So 2 single crochets. In the next stitch, you're going to increase, and you're going to repeat around. Once you've gone all the way around, you should have 12 single crochets for round 2. Then we'll start on round 3. What I like to do is use the yarn end as kind of like a stitch marker to see where I start off for the round. So at this point, I'm going to kind of insert and wedge this tail in here to the very edge. And I'm going to start on round 3. You can use an actual stitch marker if you want. I just find this to be an easy method, and it's free. All right, so in that first single crochet, you're going to do a single crochet and then increase in the next stitch. And you're going to do this all the way around with single crochet and then increase. You'll repeat that 6 times total. Single crochet and increase. Single crochet and increase. All right, once you've gone all the way around, that's round number 3. Now you're going to do round number 4, and for 4, you're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then an increase. Like so, and repeat that all the way around. So single crochet twice and then increase. Single crochet twice and increase. And you're going to repeat that all the way around for a total of 6 repetitions. And after you've gone all the way around, that concludes round number 4. What you're going to do for round numbers 5 and 6 is just straight rounds. And what I mean by straight rounds is you're simply going to be single crocheting all the way around. No increases. So here I'm going to do straight rounds by inserting my hook into the stitches and doing a simple single crochet. So I'm going to go around for round number 5 and also round number 6. All right, here I've crocheted all the way around for 2 rounds, rounds 5 and round 6. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. And what you'll want to do is also kind of turn your piece as you're working to have the right side facing out, wrong side facing in. So the right side will have little V shapes for the stitches. And at this point, we're ready to start on round number 7. For round 7, we're going to add a little bit of a cheek to the shape of the butterfly's face. So we're going to do an increase here. What you'll do is single crochet 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to increase in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat this around 6 times total. So you'll get a total of 30 stitches at the end of this round. We're going to insert our hook. 1, 2, 3, and then increase in the next stitch. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, and then increase. All right, and again, you're going to repeat this around for a total of 6 times. All right, when you have finished round number 7, round number 8 is going to be just single crocheting all the way around. No increases here. So I'm going to just insert a single crochet in every stitch. That's going to be a total of 30 single crochets for this round. So we're going to work all the way around for 30 stitches. All right, once you have finished round number 8, we'll be ready to start round 9. For round 9, we're going to begin decreasing. So for round 9, you're going to have a total of 24 stitches here. We're going to decrease by doing 3 single crochets and then a decrease. Repeat that 6 times around. So we're going to go 3 single crochets, that's 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to decrease. And for decrease, if you want to do the invisible decrease, here's how you do that. You could do a regular decrease if you want, but I prefer invisible decreases for amigurumi heads. So you insert your hook into the front loop of the first stitch, then insert your hook into the front loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through both loops, and then yarn over and make your single crochet like normal. So that's the invisible decrease. Let's do another one. We're going to single crochet 3 first. 1, 2, 3, and invisible decrease coming up here. Go through the first front loop, go through the second front loop, yarn over, pull through both front loops, and then single crochet. All right, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and here we're going to decrease. Let me hold it at a different angle to show you. Go through that first front loop and second front loop, yarn over, pull through both front loops, yarn over, and single crochet. So let's keep going here. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. With the invisible decrease, you'll notice that your stitches, your decrease stitches are not as protruded and noticeable. So it's a very nice way to make your project seem more seamless. All right, and there you have it. That's that for round number 9. For round 10, we're going to decrease again. This time you're going to do 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So let's try that. 2 single crochets, and then you're going to decrease. 2 single crochets, and a decrease. 2 single crochets, and decrease. All right, so at this point, we finish round 10 of the head. There's one more round, round 11 to go. But before we do that, we're pausing so that we can put in the plastic safety eyes and also attach the antennas of the butterfly. To do so, this is actually really quick and easy because you don't have to sew the butterfly antenna on. What you can do is basically just poke your your hook through, and you can pull in the antenna piece. So you're just gonna take one end, pull it in, kind of take a look at your butterfly to see where you want the antenna to go. From the top spiral here, I'm putting it into the next, or around round 2 and round 3 is where I'm choosing to stick my butterfly's antennas. And here I'm just pulling through the second yarn tail. There we go. And if you're happy with the location of the antenna, you can go ahead and secure it by tying a knot inside. I kind of squished the head a bit so that I could see this part better. I'm just going to double knot it from the inside using the yarn tail. So this counts as a no-sew project, right? There will be a bit of sewing later on for other parts though. But this part I'd say is you can still avoid the sewing. All right, so after the first antenna, you're going to do the same with the second antenna. Just make sure you find a spot that is that is where you want to position your antenna. Might involve some trial and error. And once you're happy with that, you're going to tie it on the bottom too. There are a couple pairs of yarn tail ends here, so it's looking a little bit messy, but don't worry because it's super easy to just tuck the yarn tails into the head and basically hide them from the outside. Excuse me, hide them from the inside. All right, so here I've got my 2 antennas attached, and all these yarn tails are just gonna get stuffed in. And I'm going to find where I want to stick the eyes as well. Stick them in, okay. So now I've got the 2 antennas on. Let's go ahead and attach the eyes. So I put my butterfly's eyes between round 7 and round 8. And I put them about 7 stitches apart. I'm going to count down from the top. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here's 8. So I want to put it in between around here. And again, it's going to be 7 stitches apart. So let me just, one tip I'd like to share with you is you can use your crochet hook to kind of look at positioning here. So if I stick it here, I'm thinking I want to put one eye here. And 7 stitches apart would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over here. Okay, and I can kind of see how that looks. I'm thinking I'd like to scoot over 1 stitch, so maybe starting here. And just to double check, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Over here. So as I stick it through, I can kind of see where they're poking out of. And I'd say this looks about balanced with the antenna. So I'm going to insert my eyes into these stitches. So first one's here. And my second one is right here. All right, after you put the eyes in, you can kind of double check to see if that's how you want them. I think it looks about right from my side. So I'm going to fasten the backs with the little plastic bags here. I'm going to push it through, and this part might be a little tricky if your backs are tight. One way to keep them extra secure is by applying some hot glue to the backings so that it can stay on more securely. All right. There we have it. That's that for attaching the eyes and the antenna. And let's go ahead and finish up the head by crocheting the very last round. Remember, we did up to round 10, but now we need to finish off with the last round, which is round 11. And round 11 is super simple. You're simply going to do a single crochet and a decrease all the way around. So that's going to be, excuse me, let me go into the next stitch here. Here, okay. Single crochet and a decrease. Oops. I'm using the invisible decrease method here once more. Single crochet and a decrease. Oops. I'm so sorry about my hook squeaking. I'm not sure why it does that. There's like, maybe it's certain yarns that make it squeak more easily. Anyways, single crochet, decrease. You're going to repeat this around a total of 6 times and finish off with 12 stitches at the very end. right, there's my 4th repetition. Here's my 5th repetition. And here's my 6th repetition. All right. So at this point, you can go ahead and finish off by fasting off. We're going to be crocheting the body, and the body will have a long yarn tail to sew to the head. So you don't have to have a long yarn tail here. Just make sure it's not too short that your piece will unravel, but just keep a little yarn tail is fine. And you can go ahead and stuff the head now. Let me grab some stuffing. All right, and let's push this in. If you're using, if you're making small amigurumi like this one here, you might find that it's kind of hard to push the stuffing in. So I like to use the backs of my crochet hooks to kind of properly stuff it and make sure it's done all the way through. All right, so as you see, you can stuff your butterfly's head with a hook, and you can kind of push the edges to make sure it's a nice and rounded shape. That helps me a lot in terms of making sure my amigurumi's face shape looks nice and cute. All right, so there you have it. That's that for making the head of the butterfly. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next few directions for the other parts. I will have that up shortly. All right, bye now.